right, we're back, everybody.
Here we are again.
Yes, episode 11.
So many movies.
So many movies.
So little time.
I know. We are doing episode 11. We're doing one that's not. We saw this one quite a while back.
We actually had to rewatch it.
Had to rewatch this film
just to remind ourselves how terrible it was.
Stop. Be nice. Okay, so I will say this off the bat. I rewatched it and it was better the second time for me. It actually was. I liked it a little bit better. But okay, so I'm starting to see films a little bit differently because I'm starting to go, because we fix it, it's going to be a good film. And then through that lens, I'm actually enjoying it more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it is interesting how a different perspective can
absolutely
change a movie for you.
Yeah. So this is the film we're going to be talking about today is Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's an interesting sci-fi type of a movie. Action sci-fi, I guess.
Action sci-fi, almost I don't know,
kind
like
of a kids show, actually. And we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to suggest a completely different format. And so, let's just jump in, though, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
The summary, if you haven't seen it or it's been a while, okay, we're in the 28th century, okay? And the whole thing actually starts, it's kind of intriguing, and I kind of dug it the very first because there's like two prologues, right?
Yeah.
So the first one is basically a space station that we know, the International Space Station is up there, and we're working with other astronauts from other parts of the world.
From other countries.
Yeah, and they keep showing each other, where they open up the hatch, and then they come in and shake hands. And then there's more people from different nations, and they're all coming in, and I'm like, okay, I didn't even know these guys had,
a space program.
But okay. But sure, let's go with that.
I'm buying in.
And then it was the first alien contact, and then it was more and more and more and more, and then it got so big they couldn't really. They were going to crash into the Earth, so they had to move. They had to just get out of there. Had to get out of town. Yeah. So that's kind of the idea. It's a city of thousands of different kinds of people.
Right.
That's the idea.
Aliens.
Right. Alien people. Yeah. And space. There's space agents. There's these two space agents, Valerian and Laureline. Laureline.
Got it.
And they investigate a threat, and the city is called Alpha, right?
Yeah.
So they investigate.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. They investigate a threat that's inside Alpha. This 1,000 cities of alien civilization cities, and they stumble upon this cover-up from Commander Fillet. Okay. And what he has done is he's destroyed this peaceful Pearl people. And their whole world was destroyed, and their sacred energy pearls were destroyed, and their little alien, they call them mules. It's a little alien that replicates
everything.
And it's kind of disturbing because it eats it, and it just looks like
it eats something, and then it
kind of poops it out. It's so weird.
Out of every orifice in this little creature's body comes more of whatever it just ate.
And then so Valerian, he wrestles with loyalty and duty and his compassion. And then Laureline, she's always fighting for justice and what's right. And the two kind of navigate this weird alien worlds. And they go to alien markets. And then there's shape-shifting aliens and conspiracies. And then they finally expose Fillet at the end. And they kind of restore peace, sort of, kind of. And that's kind of the basic summary of Valerian, right?
Yeah. If only it were that short.
Yeah.
This movie.
It's really...
It's a very, very long movie.
It's a long movie, and I don't know that it needed to be because there was a lot of, extras.
No, it did not need to be this long.
What I liked, honestly, it kind of really did have some beautiful visuals in there. I mean,
it was pretty. It had some pretty things.
Yeah, I thought there were some really pretty things.
The concept was interesting.
Oh, I thought the concept actually, great concept.
I mean, I don't know. It was kind of interesting because it was supposed to be, I guess, a romance between these two agents, which didn't really work for me. But the idea of having these two agents sort of going around this
Station, right?
station. I don't know, kind
World.
of fixing all of the
Yeah.
like
Station world.
all of the just sort of their jurisdiction is all of these different alien
Yeah.
planets and
Yeah.
all of these things. It was interesting.
It was interesting. I agree. I think that the concept, and that's why we're here. And that's why we are
And
here.
that's why we're here. It could have been a good movie.
Yeah,
We
I
always try to pick movies that could have been
something really
something
special.
great.
Right.
And then we fix them to what they should have been.
And that's our goal. And again, you might not agree. People might not agree at all. And
Sure.
that's totally fine. I hope that you guys have different ideas. I hope to hear someday people going, hey, what about this? Or they could have done this. And I would be thrilled, because then you're critically thinking about kind of what you're seeing instead of just being spoon-fed what you're given.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's great. I think that's really great.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's just kind of jump into some issues and see if we can fix them. And this will be first, to kind of hear it and see what you think, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Act 1, obviously, the cold open there, the first one was okay with the handshaking and all the stuff, but then it just became monotonous because it was the same thing over and over.
Really long.
They kept doing, and this alien
and
race,
more
and this
people,
alien race,
and
this alien.
10 years later, another alien. And here it is 20 years
we
later.
get it. It's like, we get it, man. You don't have to do 70 different handshakes.
Yeah.
And then, because you knew you were going to get one of like a goopy handshake where he's like, ugh, this is gross. You knew it was going to happen. It's like, we get it. After the first 2 or 3,
This
just
movie,
show the building of that space station. Don't keep showing the same
Yeah, you could have
handshake.
jumped. Yeah, you could have jumped to what it had become, and we would have totally understood
Right.
it. But I feel like this entire movie felt like that.
Yeah.
The whole movie felt like somebody who had all these ideas.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, wouldn't that be cool?" And they couldn't edit any of them out.
No,
Like they were
they just
just
kept
like
going.
refused
Yeah.
to eliminate
Yeah,
any
almost
of
like-
these. Any of these ideas, and so there's so much thrown into this movie.
Honestly, like,
So much.
If an effects guy was like, oh, this is so good, we got to have it in.
Yeah. I created, here's an alien I created, and here's another one, and which one do you want for the opener?
All of them.
All of them.
Put them all in.
Let's do them all.
Do them all. Put them all in
That's
there.
going to be a 20-minute,
Yeah, put 'em in.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
So that one, I didn't even have that much of an issue with, like, it just shorten it up, obviously, and I guess that's kind of the fix of it. But really, the one that I had bigger problem with was the Pearl people. The prologue for those
so
guys.
then we cut to this,
this really beautiful,
tropical
basically, it's a
planet.
beach planet, basically, where everything is perfect. And I was just like sitting there going, yeah, that is a great planet. And all the people are these perfect, kind of
Perfect, thin, beautiful.
Oh, I know, right? I'm like, these beautiful creatures.
Iridescent. Like,
Yeah.
she literally, like, washes her face with the pearls.
Yeah,
And
it's just
like
her body glows, right?
Yeah, it like creates this luster on her skin.
But yeah, it because it didn't have any emotional hook to it, really, because it looked more like a screensaver, because we didn't really connect to the people. Minutes later, like,
there was no talking. There
no
was
talking,
no
and-
explanation.
Yeah, and the daughter of this, this Pearl people.
Oh, I guess there was a little bit of talking because he says,
She's
"Take
like,
this to my daughter."
Right,
I
there's
think
a
that's
tiny
like,
bit, yeah, but like, there was more arms up in the air spinning, like, how great is my life,
Yeah.
than anything
Yeah,
else.
it was
And
like
we're
a deodorant commercial. She
I
just
know.
kept raising her arms and
I-
spinning around.
Like, we get it. Your life is awesome.
Woohoo.
Yay! But like, again, it was fine, and then all of a sudden, these things were crashing down into their planet, and so we don't really know what was happening, but it kind of looks like it was an invasion, but it wasn't. It was just things crashing down to their planet, and then there was a big explosion, and it caused their whole world to basically be destroyed.
Right.
That's what happened.
But there was
The
a
thing is-
select few that sort of
survived, right.
survived in like one of the downed spaceships.
Ship things. So here's the deal. For a fix for this, you got to give me more immersion into the is it the mule? I think is what it was called, the mule.
Yeah, the mule people, the planet, I'm
and
not
the
sure.
culture and their bond. And I was even thinking it would be fun is maybe Laureline was actually there. She was actually there on that planet. She was studying them. before she becomes an agent. But she was okay, and this needs to be kind of a recasting, which should have happened. Which I'm gonna say that now, because both these characters did not work at all.
No,
but here's the thing:
not.
think about it. Like, if she was on the planet, like studying these people, and she sees this happening, she's like, oh, she sees how beautiful are. She's studying them and going, wow,
Okay.
these people are incredible. And then she could have even been linked with them, or she was studying them from afar, so that she doesn't interfere. Kind of a Star Trek kind of don't, mess with the people. But if she has this emotional connection then with this planet, she kind of always carries that with her. And then later, when she encounters these people, she's like, oh my gosh, these are these people. I have to help them.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting way to connect them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's obviously very different than how the
Right.
movie connected the people.
Because there was no connection before. If she comes in and is like, I saw it happen, then automatically the stakes are there for her. She wants to help
Yeah.
them. She's connected to
But
them.
this apparently in the movie happened 30 years before their time even.
Right,
They
right.
have no idea who these people are. Valerian thinks he has a dream, but
Right.
apparently it is the daughter who has somehow sent her spirit to him
Right.
into the future.
Into the future. Because a
She
burst
didn't-
of energy.
Yeah, she didn't pick somebody in her timeline. She
No,
picked somebody in the
in
future.
the future. And see, that's the thing. That's why I was like, honestly, it would require a recasting, which I also think should happen. This was, Kara was like too inexperienced for this kind of a role. She was emotionally unavailable most of it, and it was just flat.
It
honestly.
felt
was
like
just flat.
watching two teenagers,
Yeah.
like freshman high schoolers,
Yeah.
like trying to have some kind of a love connection.
Right.
And honestly, they were asking the audience to believe that these two teenage kids were the most elite, special. I mean, okay, just imagine.
Yeah.
Chris Evans,
Yeah.
Gal Gadot
Right.
as these parts
Right. I mean, great.
instead of who they cast.
Yeah.
It'd be a
These
totally
teenagers.
different movie.
Right.
It'd be totally believable that these are also like the romance would have been more believable.
Right.
Because when he asks her to marry him, it's like
Weird. Yeah.
she's a kid. You're a kid. What
Yeah.
are we doing?
Right. So they just recast that, and that's obviously the fix for that
Yeah.
one. The next one is there is this exposition dump about Alpha. We talked about this. It's this gorgeous, amazing place, but it's just silly how they showed it evolving. So let's fix that, okay? Because we talked about it earlier, but we got to fix it. I think we show the first few alien encounters and then fast forward to what it looks like now. Show it moving out into the galaxy. That's great. And then fold in the actual introductions into like the plot of the different alien. Because they were like, to the east, to the west. Come on, dude. Okay, so here's what my thought is.
Again, it's just somebody's wants to put their
Right.
concept and their ideas
In the thing.
in with
Yeah.
that.
So Laureline is not Valerian's partner yet. She just gets assigned.
Okay.
She gets assigned to Valerian, and Valerian is showing her the ropes around the city. And she's discovering this city as we discover it. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
So much better. Yes, instead
Yes.
of just telling us about the place
We learn about it as Laureline
through
learns about
some
it.
spaceship computer.
Right. And then as we move through Alpha on these little smaller missions that are happening, we learn about the different sectors, and we're foreshadowing the bigger conspiracy as we go through it. And the exposition becomes momentum, not a bathroom break. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah, we do. So let's move straight to the characters. The chemistry, basically, or lack thereof.
Yeah.
It was just...
Oh,
Man, Valerian was like this
ouch.
mopey frat boy. Laureline, emotionally iced. Together, Zero
Yeah.
sparks.
I mean, how many eye rolls?
Oh, that was her main character trait.
Her main character trait is just rolling her eyes at everything.
Okay, Laureline, you're going to show him that you don't like what he's talking about. Ready, eye roll, and go. Oh, perfect. Come on, dude.
Can we do a bigger eye roll?
Okay,
This next
perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
And the whole time, Valerian is like proposing to Laureline, and it was just stiff and weird.
Again, not only did they cast what felt like children,
yeah,
but the characters acted like children.
Yeah, and
through the whole thing, and we're supposed to believe that they are like this elite special, like the elite agents,
and ready for marriage and blah blah blah, and to commit. And it was like it did not work.
No.
Okay, for a fix, you need to make Valerian more like a Tony Stark, cocky and clever, but flirty, right? Laureline, razor sharp, mission focused, constantly calling him out. Hey, let's get to the mission. Blah 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 blah, and give them like, that gives them like some differences, and allows them to kind of grow together as she gets to know him, and he gets softer as he gets to know her, right? Yeah. And then the proposal, then
you don't need it.
You don't need it.
As long as they get together, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't need them to be engaged at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and definitely. So I say boo to that. It did not work. Next, the tone was super confusing. All right, so I'm going to pitch something different to you. The film jumps from this gritty sci-fi to cartoon kids morning. Well, like even like I'm sure maybe it wasn't, but I'm positive that I heard some like bark, like moments.
No, you're not imagining it. It literally felt like we were in this intense sci-fi movie, and then all of a sudden,
boing.
We were in a cartoon, like a kid show, and I think they were trying to add humor to it, but they did it. They went about it in the wrong way.
So fix this by you lock in the tone, okay? And I'm going to suggest action mystery adventure, okay? Mm-hmm. Sci-fi mystery. Weirdness is fine and all that, but just keep this a cohesive ride by making it a sci-fi mystery. And the mystery obviously is going to be, we think these Pearl people are dead, and we start seeing these hints of things like these. We think that there's a real threat on the station. We think there's this real threat, and they think that they're trying to save this station, but we keep seeing little hints of the past and things like that. But like we get a Pearl and like the little mule creature immediately.
Yeah,
we don't need to see that immediately because we know it's the Pearl people. We need to think that those Pearl people are dead, and the mystery we're trying to solve is kind of like
what's going on in the middle of the space station.
Right. What's going on in the middle, and that we set this thing up, but like we don't know that it has a whole lot to do with it.
We have to discover these things along the way.
Yeah, we kind of discover it. And we can have like ideas that like maybe these people are, maybe they're revolutionaries against what happened on that planet, and they're trying to get justice for them, but it's not. That's what he's painting them as like these revolutionaries that need to be put down, and that they're trying to cause division, right?
Yeah.
On the station, and he's like trying to put these people out and go like, they can't, get rid of them and blah blah blah. That's the angle I want to go with.
I love it, and also add your humor.
Yeah.
Add interesting aliens, but don't add your humor by making the aliens goofy and wacky and comedy driven,
right?
Like circus clowns,
right? So next, I think there's some serious motive issues here. I think it was silly to have the civilization like accidentally be destroyed. So what we find out is that there was these ships in orbit of this planet, and they were fighting each other. And it was the Commander Philip that was commanding this vessel, and he caused this. He orders this missile,
massive attack.
Missile to get hit, and it causes this, the ship to go down. And when it hits the planet, it basically kills the entire planet. Okay, so I think that's honestly kind of silly. I mean, it's like they're fighting, and then oh look, there's nobody on the planet. Oh, okay, well, we're gonna do what we're gonna do, and shoot the death missile, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's just kind of I think it's silly. I think for a fix, I think that it would have been more of a punch to the gut. I think if they were destroyed, kind of almost like maybe on purpose. And follow me on this one. Mm-hmm. Commander Phillip knew about the people. Right. He knew about the whole thing, but he knew about the power source that was on the planet. Okay. He tried to negotiate with these people. They didn't want any part of it. Yeah. Right. So he sent an elite team down to get some of the harvest a huge amount of these pearls, and all these little creature mules. Round them up. Yeah. And then cover his tracks
by destroying the
planet.
So that it's not, I mean, and I guess he did know about the people, and he
for a second he's
fired
like, people,
and he fired the missiles anyway.
Yeah, because he said war was more important. War. But like the whole point was about these pearls.
He's got to have a better motive.
Yes. So
he's got to have a better motive.
Yeah. So if he knew about them, mm-hmm. and he's like, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna cover my tracks by literally obliterating your whole planet, then he's got all these little mule creatures that are reproducing the pearls and the energy source. Yeah. He doesn't need the planet anymore. Yeah. Boom.
I like it. It's a good twist. I think it's much better.
Yeah. All right. So Act 2.
That was just Act 1?
That was just Act 1. It kind of covered.
Yeah, I feel like we talked a lot about.
We covered kind of.
Through the movie, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Act 2. There were pointless detours. So these actually, a lot of these will go a lot faster. Pointless detours. They went to the big market and met Bubble. God,
again,
yeah.
These aliens that they created were just like if they had put Smurfs in the movie, it would have been better than. I mean, it would have been like similar to this. Right. It was ridiculous.
So Big Market was this long sequence with no real plot juice at all. Bubble was played by Rihanna. I think it was just made because they wanted to put Rihanna in the movie. It was really cool performances, but like just wasted immediately. So look, for a fix, Big Market needs to reveal like the pearls and the people that were taken by Phillip, and like not the people, but the little creatures,
the little
mule
replicators.
Creatures. Yeah, and like it reveals that, and they're like, but they immediately cover it up, and we're like, oh wait, what? Because again, we're doing mystery. We're doing a mystery here.
Okay, so at everywhere that they go, they need to be finding new clues, right. Gathering new information
that leads to the final.
That leads to the solution, right. Solving this mystery.
Right. So for a fix here, just make sure that the Big Market reveals these things, and then the other one is Bubble. I think was a cool creature here. She dies literally a minute and a half after she. Helps them
after
and she turns to dust, which is pointless. Don't get rid of her at all. Don't get rid of her. I mean, if you want to get rid of her at the, mid Act 3, but like after she's become part of the team, right?
Yeah, let her have some connection, create some connection.
Then her
with
sacrifice
these
is going to mean something bigger than just like, oh, I died I ran through a bunch of trash. I'm over here.
It kind of felt like Rihanna was like, I have one day that I can give you.
Right. Very silly.
So whatever we can fit in on that day.
Yeah. The villain was just super weak setup for him. Clive Owens. I like this guy. He's a great actor, but
sure.
I mean, it was a mustache twirl vibe from frame one. I mean, this guy comes on and we're like, yep, he's the bad guy.
For sure.
Right? Zero surprise. I think,
I think within the first few seconds of meeting him, they actually show him torturing one of these
people, right?
One of these creatures from the planet that survived. And so it's obvious immediately that he is behind all of this.
Right. And a lot of times I'm going to say stuff like, no, man, make sure that we know who to root against. We know the villain. But in a mystery,
You can't.
That's not true.
Yeah.
You're revealing it kind of slower and blah blah blah, and you give them a red herring of like this person is actually the bad guy,
Right?
And that kind of a thing, because we make it think that like the head guy is trying, because all he's trying to do is stop all the riots and stop all the things, all the unrest on Alpha. That's all he's trying to do. But make Philip, for a fix here, make him charismatic and a mentor. And he's 100% the protector of Alpha, and he's doing the right thing. And he's he is the guy who's for sure trying to keep
save
order
the day
and save the day.
He's also, and you got to have him trying to help solve the mystery,
right? But he's actually pointing in different directions.
But he's actually behind it all,
right? And when they get kidnapped, they're like, "Oh, we've got to save him. He's the good guy." But they're actually saving him,
because they're assigned to him.
Yeah, but they're actually kidnapping him because he's the bad guy, and that's why they try to kidnap him.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is another one. Laureline was like sidelined for huge sections of this, where Valerian was off doing his thing, and so it was basically her doing this thing over here, but like we don't see her for a very long time, and so I just was like, it just kind of felt like they were making her the damsel, and it didn't work for me. I just think, look, give these guys their own character arcs, and as they're investigating Alpha for a fix, maybe Laureline with Bubble, they're investigating the council and getting truth and clues, and Valerian is figuring out what's happening with the Pearl, the riots and those kinds of things. And when they can split up for a little bit, because that means Bubble would have to come in way earlier. When they get back together, they're bringing their clues and the things that they've learned together. But don't sideline her and just tell one story. Just be like, oh, okay, here's this thing.
She's trying on dresses over here while he's actually, solving the mystery over here.
Yeah.
That didn't work. You need to be able to see them each pursuing this mystery, even if they are separated.
Right.
They're both doing something that's important to
and
solving.
And not
to solving the problem.
Exactly. Not I'm going to be, dinner for this weird.
Yeah, and alien. Now Valerian has to come and save me,
right.
Which, again, they were trying to feed into this romance.
Did not work.
But
did not work.
It just was silly.
Yeah, and he's trusting his new partner to do what she needs to do, but he's still going to come to her defense. And as he does, he cares for her more and more each time.
Yeah.
Next one, the pacing. Man, like a roller coaster. I mean, it was sprinting and then stalling and then zigzagging and then sprinting again, and it escalated toward kind of a dud, especially at the end. I think for the fix, each piece needs to reveal new pieces of the conspiracy, and we as an audience are along for the ride, and we're journeying with them and going, oh, that's cool, and you're piecing this together, whether you know the truth of it or not. But every detour, every breadcrumb, every piece of it is a piece that we're journeying with them.
Yeah, and I will say, in the movie, they did have a lot of twists and turns and adventures. I mean, at one point, she goes underwater to steal this jellyfish so that she can find out where Valerian is.
Right.
But none of that helped them solve the mystery.
It was all just...
And so,
yeah,
all of these adventures that didn't move the story forward just became so monotonously boring to watch.
It bogged down.
Because it's like, great, the jellyfish, that's so fascinating, but it doesn't tell us anything. It doesn't move the story along.
Right.
And so you're just yawning through it.
Right. We felt that there was a lot of wasted side characters. There was dozens of cool aliens. But it just, again, we said it earlier.
Cartoon aliens.
Yeah, kind of looked like a VFX kind of real. Like it just kind of this guy was like, or girl, whoever did this was just like, oh, I've got these things and I got to put them together, and this movie's going to bomb, but my stuff's going to look awesome. I'm going to get a bunch of jobs off this.
Yeah.
Fix. Fewer aliens, guys, but give them roles in the plot, right? The giant fish king has got some piece to the puzzle, and you don't just slice his head off. Maybe he's secretly holding some pearls. or something.
Yeah.
Right? The weird duck creatures. They're
my
more,
goodness.
They're more than just, I've got information. Maybe they've got a piece to the Pearl people. Like they were protectors of them, or they were, they used to have, they used to vacation there, or whatever it is. It's more than just like we have.
I mean, it's great that they like had all the inside scoop, but they were like, they made them like the Three Stooges rather than like, hey, we're really kind of cool. These cool underground
they weren't
aliens.
The fates. They weren't the fates
Yeah.
with like a piece of the knowledge, because that's what it comes from is these three
Right.
things. But like they were like the Stooges, not the fates.
The Stooges, they stooged them up,
Yeah.
and it was like they were more annoying than they were helpful.
Right.
And
It should just
I just feel like it again in an attempt to add humor, they created all of these cartoonish, over the top, slapstick
right.
aliens, and it was just unnecessary.
Right.
Add the humor through charismatic, witty characters.
Right.
And have your variety of aliens actually be helpful and interesting and cool.
Yeah, and they all should serve the story.
Yes.
They should serve the story, not just be
full stop.
wacky characters that like they talk and they say funny things. No. They mean something.
Yeah.
Okay. Act 3. See, I told you Act 2 was quick. Act 2 was fast. Act 3. So this is kind of the resolution of everything, because Act 3 was just really fast. The revelation of that it was Philip, and it's like we finally know that it's Philip, right? And he's guilty. Surprise! Actually, not, because
Yeah,
we knew from the beginning.
we knew all of it.
Yeah, we knew
everything that was revealed at the end was
We were
like,
yeah, we knew that when he
yes,
walked out there.
you've shown us all of this already.
Yeah, so there's no reveal. I mean, there's this little skirmish that he had, and that's pretty much it. And they're just kind of standing around, and they're like, "Oh, okay, so it was him, right?" Yeah. So for a fix, the revelation should be this pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, And if we've constructed this correctly, which if we did it, we would, right?
Right.
Right. Then we found out that Philip was the bad guy, and then we get hit this new kind of punch. Okay, and here's the thing. Valerian was part of it.
Wait, what?
Okay, yep. Valerian was on the ship that Philip was on, and Valerian pushed the button to send the missile.
Okay.
Okay, which again needs to be
Convince me.
convince you. That
Convince
that
me why
that
this is a good...
because he struggles with what? Following the orders, past knowing what orders versus his compassion, and he knows that
he'll follow orders every time.
He'll follow the orders, right?
Yeah.
And he knows that possibly, because even like that one guy that comes up, because there's people on that planet. Because before it was like it was hidden or whatever, but he's like, this is what I have to do, right?
Okay.
So he says that they're savages, but Valerian's like, I don't know what to do. He doesn't know that Philip has taken these things and he's covering his tracks. He just thinks he's going to stop the enemy, and he has to do his duty, and that's above all. So he's the one that pushes the button to send the missile and destroy the ship that actually crashes into the planet and destroys it.
Okay.
So that's my...
So maybe the timeline isn't this happened 30 years ago.
And it could
maybe
be
it
short,
happened 10 years ago.
Totally fine. And then, of course, whenever she sends her little spirit into the person,
he's already there.
He's there. He's right
like
there.
in the ship.
Right. And he's the one
No,
that
I like it. But then what does what does that cause now once the mystery is revealed?
Right. And he's like, that's why he's battling with this at the end. He's like, do I help Philip again? Do I help these people that I ruined their plan? Do I follow orders again? Because my Laureline now.
So he doesn't know. As they're trying to solve this mystery, he doesn't know that it's the people that he
has no idea.
That he destroyed.
No, he has no idea. But when it's revealed, he's like, I did that. And those people were there. And I caused their death. And this is a huge
So now it's not just about, mystery solved. It's also about bringing redemption to him.
Him as well. That's
and
right.
him making amends for what
That's
he's
right.
done.
And now I need to make it right.
Yeah.
So that's my fix.
I like it.
Thank you.
That's a really good plot point that I
Yeah.
think would have
Right.
really deepened this
Yeah.
story.
His redemption is then personal, and it, again, like it requires some recasting, which I want to happen
Right.
anyway.
As I'm imagining it, I'm not imagining it with the current
These teenage children.
the current teenagers. I'm imagining a different Valerian.
Yes.
Who's actually strong and
Yeah.
a great soldier, an elite
Right.
soldier.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the fix I've got for you.
Mm-hmm.
We felt that there was, weak emotional stakes here. The climax does fizzle. I mean, the Pearl people are at risk, but we don't really feel it. It's just kind of boiled down to Valerian doing a shootout with some robots and Laureline just punching Philip over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's the conclude. That's the
As she rolls her eyes.
Yes.
Sorry.
so silly. Look, for a fix here, I've got an idea. So again, I'm going to pitch this to you. Tell me what you think. Philip sabotages Alpha. It's going to be destroying. It's going to destroy
This city of
the
1,000
whole city.
planets.
It's going to blow up everybody.
And why is he doing that?
Because he's going to, this is his, I'm going to get away. I'm going to get what I want or else. You're not going to just take me down. If you're going to take me down, I'm going to take everybody with me.
Okay.
Right. So there they are.
So Alpha's his bargaining chip.
It's a bargaining chip. It's the standoff at the end. And then again, Valerian once he comes to grips with what he did and he makes peace with it, he then has to learn how to kind of push past this. And so the fix is him choosing to not obey the order that's just blindly given to him and disobey, save the Pearl people. Laureline pushes, the compassion part of it. And the duo, they find the way to save both the Pearl people and Alpha. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. And look, I'm not rewriting it. I'm not like saying I need to tell you. I'm just saying what should happen. Not like I need to tell you, here are the lines. Right.
Right.
I don't have to give you that. I'm
Right.
just going to tell you they solve it by doing both, right? So they find a way to stop him right here at the end, and they find a way to also save the people. Okay, so, but I think that would be a kind of a cool plot point for him to use the station as a bargaining chip at the end.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
No, I can see that.
And they grow together, then Laureline and Valerian grow together as both heroes and partners, and then, love interests.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
I think it's totally fine for them to kind of gradually, as they're solving this, become closer. He obviously becomes less of this stoic rule follower. And, she becomes more open to, liking him and seeing who he really is.
Right. There obviously the flat romance payoff of like marry me at the end, it never needed to happen.
No.
So just don't do that. End with something like, let's see where this goes. Right? Let's take the ride and
sure. End it with a kiss. I'm totally fine with that.
But they don't need an instant marriage.
We don't need
payoff.
an engagement ring exchange.
That was unbelievable anyway. And then the final, the ending, it was just kind of, like I said, ending with a shrug. Just kind of like, meh. The movie basically just stops. No epilogue, no resolution. For a fix, give us some closure.
Yeah.
Show the survivors building back Mule. The Alpha Council kind of reformed. Valerian and Laureline flying off to their next mission with, some sparks now in their life. Mm-hmm. Because then there's hope, and then there's a setup for sequels.
Yeah.
Right? And that kind of thing. Rather than just this, floating in a capsule, waiting to get picked up, saying, will you marry me? Sure. The end, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. That's it.
I think these are good fixes.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a great movie. It was a great idea.
Yeah.
just
Missed the mark. Just
yeah,
missed it.
lose the cartoony kids show elements. Decide what you want this movie to be. Make it more of a mystery and cast the right people.
Right, that's a huge one. I've known this for a long time as a director, but like when you cast the right people, 90% of your work is done.
Yes,
and this was not cast correctly.
It would have fixed a lot of this movie just by casting different.
Right,
people.
Valerian had everything that going for it to start. It was visually brilliant, huge sandbox to work in. I mean, great source material, but it just thin characters and clunky pacing, pointless side quests. Just kind of brought it down. It needed those stronger character arcs and clear stakes.
Yeah.
And a mystery-driven structure, right?
Yes.
And it could have been Star Wars meets Blade Runner, and it would have been really fun. Instead, it was just kind of this kaleidoscope of a mushy mess without a spine in it. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it just really fell flat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Valerian.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. We'll be back next time with something really special. We'll be at episode 12, right? This was 11. Yeah, so we'll be at 12. And yeah, so if you guys enjoy, share with some people and let them know about the podcast and the YouTube channel. And I hope you guys have a great time. And we'll see you later.
See you next time.